Love Notes. Hey lovelies, welcome to Love Notes. My name is Deidre Love and today's topic is making music gigs last. I would first like to say this video is really for artists just starting out, who are not used to doing this type of thing. If you have steady gigs and you're a more experienced artist, this video may not be for you, but there may be some nuggets there, so keep watching and then you'll find out. First thing I want to say is to be on time. That's the first thing I'm going to say. And I know that seems like common sense, but it's not just you that has to be on time. Whoever is on your team, whether that's a vocalist, musician, videographer, photographer, whomever, makeup artist, whomever is supporting you, they need to be reliable and be on time as well. So if you have a gig at 7 o'clock, that starts at 7, you get there at 6:15, you have the sound check, you're all ready to go, but you're still waiting for your band members, you're still waiting for background dancers, it's not going to matter that you're on time. Whoever manages that event or got you onto that gig, it's still going to be a reflection of you, and it could look bad and cause you to not get another call back. So be on time. Google how far a place is away. Be honest about yourself about how much time it takes you to get ready and be on time. So that's number one. The next thing I'm going to say is be prepared. Okay? You know yourself. If you are not used to performing with the musicians that you have, if you're not used to singing with the vocalists that are there, if this is not a vibe type of event and y'all can just go on the fly and you're not used to that, this is not the time. This gig is not the time to do that. Know what songs you're going to do. Make sure everyone is aware, have the keys, and that way you'll be able to present better. You'll feel better. You'll be more confident because you're prepared and ready to go. And people can see that preparation as well. They can see you're serious about your business and they'll want to work with you more in the future. So be prepared. The next thing I'm going to say, actually some people don't always do. Be kind on your gigs. What do you mean by that? Not everything is going to go right. There may things or people there that may frustrate you. Sound check may not go right. Something might be broken. Things aren't on time that they should be. Certain expectations aren't met. It could be a plethora of things. Remember to be kind. Be careful not to complain and babble too much because you never know who's listening. And also watch who you may be talking about, right? So sometimes, like for background vocalists, you might not always know who you're singing with. You might not, as a musician, you might not always know who's going to be there or who's playing. It is not your job to judge and size up what type of singer or performer or player they are. That is not why you're there. You're there to do your best on the gig, get your check, and go home. So be careful with the complaining and mouthing at a gig. I cannot tell you how many times I have been at an event and someone's complaining and mouthing about someone and how they didn't like this and that. They did not even realize that specific person was the person who made the decisions for future gigs. Like they were the person over the event. And now they look crazy and are like trying to over apologize or do things to make things better, but it's too late because you let your emotions get the best of you. So be kind. Be kind, be professional at your event. The next thing I'm going to say is be on your best behavior at a gig. What do I mean by that? Here are just a few examples. I'm not saying you should or should not drink at an event if they have alcohol available. What I am saying is, if you know you're a person that cannot control their consumption, if you know you may have a tendency to be loud or have a slip of the tongue because you drink too much, then that is not the occasion to drink. One drink or none at all, because you want to make sure you maintain that level of professionalism. Do not, I've seen this so many times, guys. Do not invite people who may incite drama at a gig. We all know that musician or that singer who invites more than one person to a gig who they're supposed to be dating, and now these people find out, and it's a fight that breaks out in the middle of the event, and you're like, what is going on? Don't invite anybody. Just don't do it. Leave drama outside. Also, there may be someone that you are working with that day who you may have had prior history with, whether friendship, relationship, whatever, business partnership, that things didn't go well, that the person you might not actually like, you all might not have any type of relationship anymore. Please leave that at the door. I have seen people miss out on other opportunities because they chose to bicker and fight with that person there at the gig, and it made things very uncomfortable for everyone else, and it just looked bad. So if you are aware ahead of time of who's going to be a part of the event, and you don't necessarily feel like you can still be professional in that environment, then your best bet is to gracefully decline the opportunity. Don't explain why. You don't have to explain why you're declining, but just say you're not available. You're really grateful for the opportunity. If there are any other opportunities, please let you know. Okay? Now, if you can stomach it and you can handle it, remember, leave the drama at the door. Speak, be cordial, sing, mute, play, whatever you do, and then go home. You can still work in that space. Don't let anybody get you away from a check just because of some bad beef from before, please. So I will say that. Now, if you're wondering about how to, maybe you haven't had a gig yet and you're interested in one, you gotta go outside and support other artists. I'm really going to emphasize that. Go outside, one, and support other artists. People are not going to know what you're capable of. They're not going to know what you desire as far as you wanting to sing more, gig more, play more, whatever. They're not going to know that if you don't come to their events, if you don't make yourself known, right? So you can't do that just by being inside. And then you can't get mad when other people have opportunities because they're putting themselves out there. Oftentimes, it doesn't really matter about the talent. There is some percentage to it, but it's really about people's consistency. It's people putting themselves out there, how they network, and then really grinding to make their presence known. So you got to get out there. Find some artists via social media, friends or people you may know. Ask other musicians, hey, what artists do you like in the area? What events are you going to? Scroll through social media. Find artists that you actually are interested in, you like their sound, and go and support them. I didn't say go and try to show them up and try to take the mic. To each their own. I'm not going to get into that. But go and genuinely support them. And that way, if you're not out of sight, you're not out of mind. When people see you, then later on when they have an opportunity, they may remember your face and think of you, remember what you're doing or what you want to do, and they'll call you up. But if your face isn't being shown in the masses, then, sweetheart, you can't get upset if they don't choose you. That's on you. If you do get the gig, remember to network afterwards. I know a lot of times we sing, we play, we're tired, we're ready to go home, right? But it's important to speak to maybe the manager of the space, whoever hosted the event, whoever aided you throughout the day. Talk to those people. Give them your card, exchange social media information, just to make sure you're leaving an impression that they can remember you for future events. Get feedback. If you're bold enough to get feedback on how you did that night, anything, remember to speak to them. And something I do that everyone else may not be comfortable with or doing, whoever actually put me onto the event, I always thank them. Either if I can't get to them that night, the next day, email or text, and I thank them for the opportunity and hope for more. That's just something I do. You don't have to do that, but I found it to work. People keep me in mind, and praise God, I keep getting gigs. Last but not least, we gotta post, y'all. You have to post on social media, and I am talking to myself right now because I hate content creation, But social media is an excellent tool to gain more opportunities. I have got a few DMs and emails simply by posting, and I had no clue who those people were. But they saw my Instagram, they saw something on TikTok, and I got an opportunity. So remember to post your performance in the studio, anything that you are creating, post it. All right, y'all, that's all I got. I know some of the advice that I gave today may seem self-explanatory or like common sense, but in these 20 years of performing, I've seen some things, and I think this advice was worth reiterating and worth reinforcing. So I hope it helped. Until next time, keep unlocking the power of your voice, sing your hearts out, and fall in love with all the notes you'll create. Bye, lovelies.